to our presentation on Echinococcus. Echinococcus is a genus of tapeworms that primarily infects carnivores such as dogs and other canids. There are several species within the genus, with Echinococcus granulus and Echinococcus multicoloris being the most common ones that affect humans.
To talk about the distribution, the disease is prevalent in most parts of the world, though it is most extensive in the sheep and cattle raising areas of Australia, Africa, and South America. It is also common in Europe, China, and Middle East and India. It is seen more often in temperate regions than in the tropical region. The adult worm lives in jejunum and duodenum of small intestines of dogs and other canine carnivora like wolves and foxes. Then the larval stage, which is also known as hydatid cyst, is found in liver and other organs like lungs in human beings and other herbivorous animals such as sheep, goat, cattle, and horse. Now we are going to discuss the morphology of Echinococcus at different stages. Number 1, egg stage. The egg of Echinococcus measures from 30 to 40 micrometer in diameter and they are usually oval in shape. The egg stage morphology of Echinococcus typically involves a small spherical structure with a thick, radially striated outer layer called embryopore, and inside that embryopore there are several protosoluses, and these protosoluses are larval forms of Echinococcus which are also capable of developing into adult tapeworms when ingested by a suitable host.
Now, the adult Echinococcus. They are divided into scolex, neck, immature segment, mature segment, and gravid segment. Scolex, they include head parts, which includes hooks, rostrum, and suckers. Mature segment includes testes and ovaries. Gravid segment includes uterus and zygote.
Life cycle host. E. granulosus life cycle passes through two hosts. Number 1, definitive host, dogs and other canine animals. Number 2, intermediate host, sheep and other herbivores. Man acts as an accidental intermediate host. Mode of transmission. Man acquired the infection by ingestion of food contaminated with dog's feces containing E. granulosus eggs. Rarely, flies serve as a mechanical vector of the eggs. Dog. Dog and other canine animals acquire infection by consumption of the contaminated viscera of intermediate host, sheep and cattle, containing mature hydatid cyst. The hybrid cyst larvae transform into adult worm in dog's intestine. Development in man. Eggs transform to larvae, hydatid cyst. In duodenum of man, sheep, and cattle, the oncosphere is released by the rupture of ova. Oncosphere hatches and penetrates into the intestinal wall, enters the portal circulation, and carries to the liver, 60 to 70% of cases, or lungs, or rarely to the other organs. Host immune response may destroy many oncosphere, but few may escape destruction and develop into hydatid cyst. The oncosphere are encysted by the fibrous tissue produced by fibroblasts and transform into fluid-filled bladder-like cysts called as hydatid cyst. Full development takes 10 to 18 months in sheep. This stage is infective to dog and other definitive host. Man is dead end as dog don't feed on human viscera.
Number 2 is larval stage. At larval stage, Echinococcus measures up to 2 to 3 mm in length, and Echinococcus at this stage forms a fluid-filled cyst known as hydatid cysts, and these cysts have a thick laminated and acellular outer layer called the ectocyst, and this ectocyst surrounds an inner germinal layer. The inner germinal layer gives rise to numerous protosoluses, which are small invaginated structures that resemble the inverted head with hooklets. These protosoluses resides in liver and lungs of the intermediate host in the form of cyst, and they can develop into adult if they are ingested by another definitive host. At the adult stage, the body of Echinococcus is composed of segments and it measures up to 6 mm in length. The body is usually differentiated into scolex, neck, and a chain of proglottids. And number 1, the scolex. It is the anterior end of tapeworm which attaches to the intestinal wall of the definitive host using the suckers and hooks. Scolex consists of 4 suckers arranged in rosette pattern, and this group of hooks also are surrounded by the group of suckers. And number 2 is neck region. The neck region of Echinococcus is short, narrow, and segmented. Number 3 is proglottids. Proglottids are divided into segmented unit behind the neck of the tapeworm, and each proglottid contains reproductive organs including testes and ovaries from which the eggs are released. And at the adult stage of the organism, Echinococcus, they lack digestive system and anus because they are directly supplied the nutrients from the body of the host.
Far we have learned about the structure and life cycle of Echinococcus. Now we are going to look at the symptoms of the parasitic inflammation, because it is very important to know that what are the symptoms of the disease so that we can take preventive measures and create awareness and look for the treatment. So here we are going to present the symptoms of disease echinococcus. In humans, there are two types of echinococcuses. They are cystic echinococcuses and alveolar echinococcuses. Cystic echinococcuses, abdominal symptoms, causes abdominal pain, discomfort, and swelling. Other organ cysts may also develop in lungs, causing coughing, chest pain, and difficulty in breathing. Allergic reaction causes rashes and itching when cyst ruptures. Alveolar echinococcuses, liver involvement. Alveolar echinococcuses primarily affects the liver, leading to symptoms such as abdominal pain, jaundice, and enlarged liver.
Guess what, my dear friends? Learning all about the Echinococcus granulosus but missing out on its treatment doesn't make any sense. So pay attention, my dear friends. I'm going to tell you about its treatment.
Treatment modalities are surgery, pure chemotherapy with albendazole, menbendazole, and watch and wait for inactive or silent cyst. Medical treatment is used for reducing cyst, decreasing ineffectivity, and avoiding relapse. The primary pharmacological treatment to consider in the medical management of CE is albendazole chemotherapy, which has been found to be effective in reducing cyst size and ineffectivity. However, the combined treatment with albendazole has been found to result in higher scoliotical and anti-cyst activity and is more effective than albendazole alone. Surgical resection of the cyst is the most effective treatment of echinococcus, but it is associated with considerable mortality, morbidity, and recurrence rates. Given the more frequent detection of early and asymptomatic E-granulose liver lesion, a widened indication for chemotherapy exists. Pear is an effective alternative to chemotherapy alone because it has a higher efficiency and avoids the problem of drug toxicity. Preventing Echinococcus infection involves practicing good hygiene, avoiding contact with potentially infected animals, properly cooking meat, and deworming pets regularly. Public health measures such as education and surveillance are also crucial in controlling the spread of this parasite.
Echinococcosis. Echinococcosis. A parasitic disease caused by the larval stage of tapeworms in the Echinococcus. Types: cystic echinococcosis, common, caused by E. granulosus sensu lato. Alveolar echinococcosis, common, caused by E. multilocularis. Polycystic echinococcosis, less common. Unicystic echinococcosis, less common. Cystic echinococcosis is mainly a disabler, while alveolar echinococcosis is fatal if left untreated. Symptoms: the disease often starts without